I arrived in Toronto like maybe 1 or 2 hours ago, and I'm feeling awful, and the weather is awful as well. And right now I am looking for a way to go to the main square, and then I will go to my hostel. I will leave some of my things and I will walk around my neighborhood where I have a hostel because it's close to very nice things. But so far, I will probably have to go outside and find the metro station, which I'm not very pleased with because the weather is disgusting, and I'm feeling like really bad, like mentally. So it's the worst when I sometimes have days that I'm feeling really, really bad, and I still have to walk or do anything. That's why I don't like. That's why I was reluctant to travel for some time because I was feeling really bad mentally, and I just got a very bad news and very concerning news. And yesterday I also got a very bad news, and recently I keep getting bad news. It's really like, especially it's very concerning news. So it's something that may happen, and I will be stressed. I will be very stressed at least for some time. There is always like a small chance it can be okay, but recently everything has been going wrong and really badly everywhere with everything, and so I'm not I got a very bad news, so never mind. I will have to go outside probably. It looks so disgusting, and I don't know even which way to go to the metro station. I don't want to be walking outside for an hour in this weather. It's really, the wind is blowing and it's raining. I hate it so much. So this is Yonge-Dungas Square. Like, people say it's the heart of Toronto, and to be honest, it looks just like most of those squares that like in the middle of the city. Like, it has a lot of arts like this, and it's like, yeah, maybe a bit of a disappointment, but also I didn't expect like anything like very special. So yeah, so I am there. It was so confusing to reach this place. Like, I don't know, like this public communication system in Toronto is so confusing to me. Like, the other Canadian cities were so much easier. Maybe because it's a big city, but I couldn't, like, there was one station, and like it was both like a bus station and train station, and depending on which place you were, you would have a different station. It was so confusing. Like, I was at the Union Station. It was so confusing to find the right one, and I wasn't so sure if I have to take the metro or something else. So, but actually, what I like, it does have a big city vibe. But maybe I would be able to enjoy it more if I wasn't feeling so badly today. And yeah, I'm also physically not feeling very well, which unfortunately is often the case with me. Like, my health is like, sometimes my body just doesn't work. So there's a theater which is so pretty. By the way, a fun thing, like, actually not very fun, because like I was following few theaters on Facebook, which I don't know why I started following them. I mean, I partly know, because like I was like, if police ever looks at my Facebook, I want them to think that I'm a person of culture, and therefore I'm less suspicious. And I don't like culture, and I was never interested in what those theaters do, to be honest. And I unfollowed them because especially one of those theaters was like, when I scrolled through their page, and they always had a weird vibe for me, and I saw some posts that were so messed up, like so bad, like, oh my god. Like, if I was a leader of a country, I would put everybody who posts such things in jail. I'm sorry if they say it's not democratic or whatever, but if you're like posting things that are like so bigoted and like, then no, seriously, if you dehumanize other people on your page of your theater, then sorry, no. So yeah, I gladly unfollowed those pages. Yeah, I was like, I noticed that some pages that I hated were proposed to me, and I was like, oh my god, why is this proposed to me? I have to, unlike some things, because I don't want anybody to think that I would follow such things, because those things that were proposed to me to follow were really messed up. And I was like, why do you propose that to me? I mean, these were like fun pages of some politicians that I simply do not like, and maybe they do not have a reputation of really bad people, but I just think that they are people with no moral spine and who would do anything that would bring them money. So I do not like them at all, and I would never like follow their fun page. Like, why? So yeah. So I unfollowed a lot of pages on Facebook. Yeah, I just once again I'm rambling for no reason, because like theater reminded me of that theater. And like really, those posts, they were really messed up, like really messed up. But that was a small theater, so they could like get away with this like more easily. So because not many people like follow them. But I looked at this and I was like, no. I actually think that's the most dangerous when like people that have like a reputation of like people of culture and blah 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 say such things, because because people automatically think that if you work in a theater you are like a better person, which is absolutely not true. And also like I hate such people actually the most, because they also are very classist, and they always think, oh, you're not educated enough, you didn't graduate from theaterology or whatever. And I'm like, I don't have to graduate from that to think that your posts are bigoted and disgusting. Like, I don't have to be interested in theater. And you think that, I don't know, probably those people think that if you make good films, then you should never go to jail no matter what you do, because these are those types of people. So no, absolutely not. Like, no. Yeah, like actually I think such people are the worst, because they like automatically think that they are always better than you, no matter what you are and who you are and what you do. They always automatically think that they are better than everybody else. Anyway, I'm happy that, I hope that theater goes bankrupt or something. But it's a small theater, so maybe it goes bankrupt one day. I just followed them because I thought, oh, if I follow them, somebody I don't know will think that I'm more likable because I like theaters. So yeah. I mean, actually there are theaters that I would like to go to, but I never go to theaters. But there are some that seem like nice, but not that one. Definitely not that one. But I thought like, oh yeah, that is what like a clueless, neutral person would follow. Actually, I don't know why, but it kind of looks like New York on pictures. Like, I don't know, because I've never been to New York, but it kind of a bit looks like this, but maybe because it's a big city. And I'm going to my hostel. I'm freezing, like, my hands are freezing off. I'm so sad that I didn't take my gloves. So I'm in Queen West Street, and it's considered like one of the prettiest streets in Toronto, and I'm very lucky to actually have my hostel on this street. I mean, I was paying attention to location, I always do, because like back in the day when I was paying attention only to the price, I would often end up in places far away from everything and difficult to find, and that was kind of annoying, especially when you would get lost trying to find the place, and then you would spend a few hours going to other places. Everything in the street seems much cheaper than from like center of Toronto, even though it's not very far away from like center. Like, look at those prices, it's cheaper. Like sometimes I have this thing that literally sounds like this, they literally hurt my ears. So yeah, the weather sucks. It's cold, windy. It's not raining anymore, at least. So I will be walking down the street, and the street is very famous from the fact that it has a lot of graffiti, and also it has like a lot of really nice shops. I think some of them are already closed, because I was going to my hostel just to leave my things, and also like I spent like an hour inside my hostel, so charging my phone. So it's a bit later, I went inside one of those shops, but the things that were inside, because I thought actually it was a thrift store, and that was the opposite, because it was very expensive shop, which didn't really look very expensive, so I was like surprised. And then I saw a price like 400 no, $400 like $90 or something like this, and I was like, what? For a normal sweater. So yeah. Oh, but this looks very cool. I'm not going to buy furniture because I cannot bring it home. But this looks nice, and I also saw some shops that look like very alternative. Is there like, because I have seen on the other side some shop with some old things, and I love old things, so right now I'm figuring out how to go to the airport tomorrow, because tomorrow morning I have to go to the airport, which I'm not really a big fan of going to the airport in the morning. But yeah, I bought a ticket like this. I don't remember why. Maybe that wasn't the best idea, or maybe it was, I don't know. Maybe that was the best option when I was booking. Maybe the other ones were more expensive, but it's quite early. It's quite early when I have to go to the airport tomorrow, so I have to go to sleep quite soon today. And I think I really should have like either come to Toronto earlier or leave later, so I have more time there. But yeah, so it is what it is. I'm sad I didn't go to the shop earlier, because right now it's closed. And I love shops like this. I love random old things. But maybe I will also find other shop with random old things. But also my back was hurting so much and I needed to go to bathroom. I have the same problem that I have very often. That I need to buy a shampoo, but I don't want to throw it out. And if I throw it out, yeah, I don't know how to throw it out. I think that if I will either buy a small shampoo, or if I find a bigger one, only a bigger one, then I will just leave it to my roommates. It's so cold. Like, I went outside just for a moment. I'm there since like a moment. I'm already freezing. My hands especially are already freezing. I really like the buildings in the streets. Like in this particular street, like they look kind of like from some horror movie. Like, I don't know, like I really like the street. I think it's so cute. Oh, also this shop, looks so cool. But probably the things inside look very expensive. Yeah, I like useless things like plushies. They give me like some psychological comfort for 5 seconds, and then I don't have it again. So it's funny, like there's literally a Polish church. Like, I don't know how does it happen. Like, they are everywhere. Like, I've been to such places so like in the middle of nowhere, and somehow they are always there somehow. Even my friend went to a one in France. Apparently, at least he thinks that was the one, because the language sounded like Polish, and he was like, what are they doing here? Like, why? He was just thinking, oh, I will just go inside the church, but there were people praying, so he didn't want to be mean, so he started praying with them. But he didn't understand the language, and yeah, most likely that was a Polish church. But that's kind of funny, like how do they arrive everywhere? It's not in a mean way. I'm not saying this in a mean way. I don't mind those churches. Like, honestly, they can be wherever they want to be. I don't care about them, but it's just kind of funny. And here's a graffiti. This street is very famous for graffitis. As here's like a lovely colorful building, and it's kind of interesting. Like, the things inside, they are very interesting. I don't know if they are not like very expensive, because like sometimes it happens, especially if you have like some, but not only with interesting things. Sometimes you see like the most basic things being very expensive because they have a label. What a beautiful wall! Yay! Like, as I said, the street is really nice. As much as I didn't like the center of Toronto like very much, it just looks like a lot of other cities. I mean, it kind of reminds me of New York on pictures, I don't know. I've never been to New York. I really like this street. I really appreciate the fact that like the street is so much less expensive, and I would really love to take something there. But I already ate something. I already ate that pie, and you know, spending more money on something and then spending extra amount of money on something less expensive still makes my expenses higher. So it would be great if I could buy something on the way to the airport, but even if I buy it right now, it will be not it will be cold tomorrow. So because at the airport it will be definitely very expensive. Like airports always work like that. And everything looks cold. Those things look amazing, but they look cold. I don't want anything cold. I'm freezing already. Maybe I would buy a warm coffee. I don't know. Oh my god, dog!